Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dino Rally. This is your friend Jurassic Gamer. In previous episode, we constructed our plaza and a beautiful garden, which was inspired by Singapore's Garden by the Bay. In today's episode, we're gonna build our first lagoon attraction. That's gonna house our first marine reptile for the park. Yay! A little bit excited. Let's jump back in and continue building our most realistic zoo inspired park. This is episode 5 of Dino Rally. Let's get started. So, first thing we're going to construct is our waterfall, and we're going to show it falling into the pond or into the lagoon. Now, I know we cannot normally do it due to the restrictions of how close you can get the waterfall to the lagoon section, but there are a couple of things you can do to make that happen. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the waterfall as close as possible to the pond or to the lagoon, and then using the fountain pieces, I'm gonna bridge that uh, gap between the waterfall and the pond. So what you can do is basically you can arrange the fountain pieces in such a way that it appears like a waterfall. Like you can create a slope, and then you can use there is one more fountain piece that you use as a decoration. You can use that fountain piece to show water. Now we only have two options as to which dinosaurs, or rather which marine reptiles we want in the pond. Dunkleosteus, and the second one was Ichthyosaurus. Out of which I'm gonna go with the Dunkleosteus option. Ichthyosaurus. Yeah, it doesn't look that attractive as Dunkleosteus with those large teeth, and it definitely looks like a predator. So I'm gonna go with Dunkleosteus for our pond. Yeah, because these are the only two marine reptiles that were in Jurassic, which are available in the Jurassic World Evolution 3. I mean, there are more reptiles that were living during the Jurassic period, but we only have two options that we can use in Jurassic World Evolution 3, which were in that Jurassic period. Now, coming back to the waterfall, so by using this waterfall piece, we're gonna show water popping out. So it gives you that illusion that this is a natural water falling into the pond. I wish I wish the game producers can simply make it happen. Like we should be able to use waterfall, showing waterfall into the pond. And I also have plans of creating a second lagoon as well for the ETS for us. Let's see. Because I have one more episode left for Jurassic Park, for the Jurassic era of the park. Either I'm gonna go with a land dinosaur, or maybe I'll do Ichthyosaurus in another lagoon. Um, Another lagoon. Let's see. So just gonna place some rocks here to complete that waterfall look. So just gonna place them or some here, and then I'm gonna create some shallow spots in the pond, so that we can observe the dinosaurs swimming on those areas all from top as well. And I'm gonna use the regular viewing stations, since I was not able to. I tried a lot of different viewing structures that I can make in the pond. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was not happy with any of them, so just thought of going with the regular viewing stations. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna create some shallow section, so that when the Dunkleosteus are in this section, we can easily observe them from the top as well. This should. And then I'm gonna place one viewing dome inside the pond. Um, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create like a cave structure inside the pond, and I'm gonna place a viewing dome right at the entrance of the cave, so that when the Noctioctus are coming out of the cave, the viewing dome, in front of the viewing dome, we can watch, we can see those. And I'm gonna place the viewing dome in the center of the pond so that it covers the entrance of the cave, and it also covers the waterfall and the other section of the dome. So we can watch the dinosaurs, at least one every time. And then I'm probably gonna remove one of the viewing galleries outside, um, because it looks it looks a little bit crowded. Now, because these viewing galleries are on, like, they are um, deep. I'm not gonna just connect the pod directly to these viewing galleries. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place Hyperloop station next to these viewing galleries, and then just connect the galleries to the Hyperloop station, and then I'm gonna place the other end of the Hyperloop station on a common point where all the viewing galleries are meeting up. Okay, so let's add some more rock pieces. And because I'm going to add a camping station from where we're going to be viewing this lagoon section, so I'm just going to add more shallow spots in the pond, so that most of the pond is also visible from top. So basically, when the dinosaurs are in this section, sorry, the marine animals, the Dunkleophis, when they are in this section, we can view them from the camping station. So just going to make the pond as shallow as possible, and then just place some more grass pieces on the cave and around the cave. And then, because pond is going to be trapped in a mountain, or basically surrounded by mountain, so just going to place more rock pieces to surround it. And then around this, I'm going to create a cleft from where we are going to create our camping station. So I'm going to create in total two camping stations. One is going to be for larger group, and one is going to be for smaller groups. So basically, the larger group are going to have huge tents, so that one tent can accommodate a huge group, and the smaller tents, the other group is going to have smaller tents, so which are going to be for individuals like couples, or small group of friends and so on. And so basically it's going to be a hike. So our guests are going to do hiking to reach out to this spot. So I'm going to use the road. I'm not going to use the concrete roads. We're just going to use the rock or cliff roads for this one. I'm going to place some fireplace, campfire, sorry, to give it that camping vibe. And then instead of using the regular um, the terrain tool, which creates forest, I'm going to individually place trees, so that I can manage how dense I want the forest to be. And then I'm going to create these sitting arrangements outside the tent where our guests can have lunch, play games, and enjoy the camping vibe. I'll place some lights so that we get a beautiful look at night. Um, and then just place some chairs and benches inside the tent or right on the outskirts of the tent. Uh, and let's add some more lighting, and then create a waterfall, and then just connect the path. Now I'm like, if you see, I'm not using the terrain tool for creating the forest, and I'm visually placing the foliage here so that I can control the density of the forest. And then I can use these tall trees to hold the lightings. And then I'm going to create the second camping site. So like I said, these are going to be smaller groups, like couples, or couple of friends, or like smaller group of friends, or even couple. And then same thing, gonna place the trees, add the bonfire, and just gonna place this waterfall. benches for so that the guests can come out and enjoy the vibe, view, pretty much the same thing. And then just gonna connect the path, the rest of the park to the camping site. Now, if you see, this is a long walk. Now, not everyone likes to walk, like me. I don't like to walk a lot, so I'm gonna put the ropeway as well, or zip line in this case, in this game. So you're gonna put the zip line too, so that people or guests who are lazy like me, who don't like to walk a lot, they can just take the zip line to reach the top of the mountain or top of the cliff. And someone who is much more enthusiastic and loves hiking, they can take the road and hike around to the cliff. And then just gonna put the fencing on the road, create a beach vibe as well. So this is gonna be, guests have the option of enjoying the cliff as well as the beach. Oh, and then just gonna put some signboards as to which path leads to where. So I'm gonna keep two options for hiking. One is gonna be hiking to the cliff, and the other is once you reach the cliff, you can hike around the cliff as well. So just gonna put arrows too, pointing the direction. Well, like I mentioned previously, that I'm gonna create a intersection point where the Hyperloop station is gonna be connected, so that our guests, they can enter the Hyperloop station, and the other end is the viewing gallery for the lagoon. So, and what I'm also going to do is at this intersection where we have the Hyperloop station, we're going to have the entrance for the zip line, as well as we're going to have the part that leads to the cliff. So this is going to be the main intersection from where our guests can choose what they want to do, whether they want to go into the viewing station, viewing gallery, to the dome, the lagoon dome, or do they want to go zip lining to the camping site, or whether they want to take a hike to the camping site. And then to decorate this important intersection, just going to use some planters that we have already constructed in the previous episodes.
And self-sharpening bony plates.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Dunkleosteus to the park.
The whales and sharks that grace our seas today are often dwarfed by some of the colossal aquatic species that held dominion over the oceans millions of years ago. During similar ages. The whales and sharks that grace our seas today are often dwarfed by some of the colossal aquatic species that held dominion over the oceans millions of years ago.
So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, do like and subscribe to Jurassic Gamer. Consider sharing it with someone who might enjoy it too. And don't forget to leave your feedback in the comment box. I'll be back with another episode soon on next Monday. Until then, stay wild, stay excited.